Okay, welcome again. So we'll talk about formatting. So let's say you have a program where write a program to find the total cost when quantity and price of each item is given. Okay, so we'll say quantity equal to, let's say, 19 and price each item. Okay, this is a variable name, and let's say this is 46. Okay, so what is the total cost? Total cost will be price, right, into quant. Correct. Now, how do I display? Displaying information to customer is also important, isn't it? So if I say print, okay, total cost for, okay, quant, total cost for quantities with each cost in, okay, price each item is, okay, so let's say I can say rupees, each cost in rupees, okay, comma, total cost, right? So I want this text to be printed as it is, then with the value, then again text as it is, then with the value of this variable, text as it is, value of this variable, right? So now when I run it, the total cost for 19 quantities with each costing rupees 46 is, okay, 874, right? Now this can also see, now problem here is that you have to close the quotation, put comma. When it is 1 or 2, it's fine, but when you have 3 or even let's say more than 3, right, it can be a little cumbersome, right? So what we do is, okay, we use something called as format string or F string. Okay, you put F here. When you put F here, then everything is going to be a single quotation. Okay, so you remove quotation comma, you remove quotation comma, you remove quotation comma. Everything is like one single statement. Okay, step 1. Okay, okay, you don't want to close quotation comma, right? So first thing is that we have to put F here, correct, and then put whole thing in a single string. Okay, now if I put a whole thing in single string, what will happen when I run? The quant you will get as a quant only. You will not get the value of the quant, isn't it? Okay, so we have to tell Python that these are variable names, not text. These are variable names. So how do you tell? You tell by putting curly bracket, flower bracket. So if you are saying that quant inside a curly bracket means quant is a variable. You want to replace quant with a value. Okay. Oops. Did you get what I'm doing?
Yes, sir.
So you replace, see, if you do not put anything, okay, it would mean that these are text. So Python is printing like text, but no, these are not text, these are variable names, right? And we want variable names to be replaced with its values, right? So you put as a F string, okay, and then you put this in a flower bracket. Okay, now when you run it, see, you got exactly same text. Okay, if you want to handle, um, let's say, uh, uh, float values, decimal places, right? So let's do one thing. So what I'll do here is, okay, this time price of each atom is a question. Okay, copy this. Okay, so let's say total cost is 100 and you bought 3 items. Okay, so the price of each atom is going to be what? What's the formula for price of each atom here? Total cost
Total cost for
by quantity, right? Now, when you run it, you get 33.33333, right? This doesn't look like a price, right? Price will be maximum 1 or 2 decimal places, right?
yes, sir.
So what you do here, okay, price of each item, okay, put colon within the curly bracket. Within the curly bracket, put colon. Okay, within the curly bracket, you put colon. When you put colon within the curly bracket, it means that before colon, that is left of colon, you have the variable name, and right of colon, you want to do the formatting. So you have to differentiate the value or the variable name with the formatting. Okay. So when you put colon, left of colon will be the variable name. Right of colon will be the formatting. So I'm going to say 0.2. 2 means 2 decimal places and F means make it float. 0.2. 0.2 means after decimal point, I want only 2 places. Okay. So now you see, you get 33.33. This is how you can format values, float values. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let's say you want to format some string. Okay. Format string values. Okay. So in this case, what I'll do. So let's say I have name equal to, let's say, Kohli. Okay. Country equal to India. Name, country, and let's say position. Okay. The position I say 1 down. Okay. Okay. Now I'll say print that string player name represents country and place at position. Right? The position is at position for international matches. Okay, something like this. So here I know position is a variable name, so I have to put it in a curly bracket. Correct? Country is also variable name, so I'll put it in the curly bracket. Player name is also variable. I'm going to put it in the curly bracket. Okay. Now let's run it. Okay. The player Kohli represents India and plays at 1 down for international matches. Okay. Now I'm going to write for another player. Okay, I'm going to copy this and put it here. So name, okay, let's see, okay, okay, position, say something opener. Okay, now when you run it, so see what happens. Okay, since this name is big, right? Okay, this is going beyond this, right? Right. But let's
Yes,
say
sir.
you want to put Kohli and this name exactly below each other. In country name exactly below each other. Position exactly below each other. Right. In that case, we have to do what is called as padding. Okay. Padding means you're giving fixed number of spaces. See here what happens. If letter is 5 letter, it will take 5 spaces. If you put 15 letters, it will take 15 spaces. Right. In padding, what we do is, okay, we will fix the number of spaces for each variable. Okay, so I copy this. Okay, let's change it here itself. Okay, okay, need both, right? So let's do it here and then we'll copy paste. So I told you formatting happens after colon, right? So you need to format it. So formatting automatically have to put colon, correct? So name colon, and I'm saying 20. Name colon 20. Let's see what happens. You saw what happened? It fixed 20 spaces for name. So even though name is only 5 letter, you have 15 blank spaces left. 15, or maybe if it is 12, 8 blank spaces are left. Okay, so it has fixed 20 spaces for name. Let's make it 15. Yes, 15 should also work. So since we have left 15 blank spaces, right? So, okay, the represents will happen exactly below each other. Did you understand what happened?
Yes, sir. Got it. Means it creating a space so that
Fixed number of spaces.
yeah, fixed number of spaces so that the each sentence will be below each one.
Exactly. Okay. So I'm going to say position 8, position 8. Now when you run it, the name is below name, country name is below country name, and position is below position. Okay. Okay. Now, see, by default, it is doing what is called as left alignment. Okay, the content is going to the left, and the blank spaces are on the right. Here also, if you see, content is on the left. So if you have 15 spaces, first 5 spaces are taken by the content, right? And the right side spaces are blank. But let's say you want to make it right alignment. Okay, so let's make this as right alignment. So you use greater than sign. Greater than sign means go towards right. Okay, you are making it right aligned. So when you run it, you see the blank spaces are on the left side now, right? Not on the right side. Maybe to show it bigger, let's make it 10. Okay. You can see more blank spaces, right? So this is called right alignment. Okay. Left alignment is default, or you can do less than. Okay. You can do less than.
For
Okay.
right alignment, greater than, and for left alignment, less than.
Correct. Left, go towards right, right? That's how I remember. Okay. Now, if you want to do center alignment, then up arrow
Equal to
go up. No, go up. That is on 6, right? Shift 6. You see that? 6 के ऊपर है, numeric 6 के ऊपर है, देखो. Go towards up. That is center alignment. Okay. So you get, so see, blank spaces are left on both the sides. Okay. So this is for center alignment. Now, if you see, if you do not do anything, the blank spaces are added. But let's say I don't want blank space. I want underscore or I want dot. So you say dot. So what happens? Okay, the blank space is filled with dot. Understood? If you want, so if you do not give anything, it will fill with blank spaces. But if you want, you can put underscore and it will fill with underscore on both the sides. Got it? You can put whatever you want to put. You can put X. It will fill X on the blank spaces. Did you get it? So
yes,
you
sir.
can do the alignment. If we can do the padding first, fixed number of spaces. In that, if you want to be left aligned, then don't do anything. Otherwise, you can even give less than. Right alignment ke liye you do greater than. And for center alignment, you give this, I think it's called caret sign. Okay, caret sign. Okay, the heart sign. Okay, also called as heart sign. That is on your 6. Shift 6 will make it center aligned. Okay, and if you want if you have given padding for 20 spaces, okay, and your letters are only 5, if you want to fill those blank spaces with blank spaces, I mean, then don't do anything. But if you want to fill with some certain characters, you give that character here. Okay, so thus you will get this output. Okay, so this is how we do formatting. Now, next one which I want to talk about was logical line versus physical line. Okay, see, these are physical lines, right? One line in 19, 20, 21, 22, right? And there are also logical lines, right? That means you want to put one set of values in one line. Now, Python, okay, uses semicolon to indicate end of line. Okay, so you have semicolon to indicate end of line, but it's not mandatory. Okay, it's not mandatory to use. Okay, but you represent. Now, for some reason, okay, I want to put everything in one line. So when you hit enter, it means you're going to next line. So if your logical line and physical line are same, you don't have to give comma. Now here you see, this is logical line. Okay, this is one line. But for some reason, I want to put all these 3 in same line. In that case, you can put semicolon and next line. So logically, these are 3 lines. Physically, these are only one line. Understood? Physically, all these in one line, line number 19. But logically, that is programmatically, these are 3 different lines for Python. So Python says, if you're doing it like this, please add semicolon so that I will know that, okay, I have to break here for next line. This is to indicate that, okay, even though they might be in same line, but the values, okay, are actually logically different line.
Technically same line, logically different.
Okay. You can also assign multi-variable. Yesterday we spoke of variable, right? A, B, C, D equal to 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay, so the number of variables on the left side should be same as number of variables on the right side. Okay, if you give extra variable here, okay, or extra variable here this side, it will throw error. Okay, too many values to pack, too little values, too few values to pack. It has to be exactly same. Now these are logically one line only. This is logically one line, physically also one line. Okay, but you can say comma 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 the variable on the left equal to, so you can assign multiple values. You can assign multiple values like this. So if I print C, what will I get? 30. So as you print C, you get 30. Yes? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Manish Garu is sleeping. Manish Garu, what happened to you? Manish? Manish? Okay, no worries. Okay, you can watch the videos later. Okay, so ABCD, 3, 4 videos, so you can assign multiple values. One more thing we'll talk about. Did we? No, I don't think we spoke about end, right? Now see here, when you're giving print here, right? Every print is printing the content in new line. Every print is printing content in new line. We have seen, right? We told like /n is used for printing new line, right? So if I say hello there, right? If I say hello there, right? The hello will be in one line, there will be another line. So when you have to break a certain text into two different lines, we know we can use /n to
/n.
do that, right? But let's say I use good morning, how are you? Okay, now when I run it, by default, these will be in two different lines, correct? Okay, there are two different lines.
Yes.
So for some reason, I want to use two different print, but I want to club them together. So how do you club them together? We use something called as end. Okay, end is a parameter, okay, that or value that we pass. So what happens is each of this print will have invisible new line. Each of the print will have invisible new line. Invisible means something that you cannot see. You cannot see at all. Okay, you cannot see. That's the invisible. That's what it means, right? So every print has invisible new line, which you and I cannot see. Okay, so we have to make it visible first. So to make it visible, we say end equal to. Okay, so we say end equal to. This is what the invisible new line looks like. End equal to /n. This is what invisible new line looks like. Now you do not want it to be printed in new line, so you will delete it. First you have to make it visible using end, and then you delete it. So the new line is gone. Okay, so good morning, how are you is printed in same line. Okay, there is no space here, so you can give space, you can give dot, you can give dot space, multiple values you give. So whatever you give here will be added after good morning, and it will appear between good morning and how are you. Yes, so this is how you can perform end here.
So if we put that slash and
then I showed you, right? It will be like original value. Originally it is slash n only.
okay.
When you don't give anything, it is slash n only. Correct?
Yes,
Originally it was slash n. We first made it visible, and then because we want to replace it, right? We want to change it. So how can you change something which is not seen? So first we made it seen, and now we are making it change. We are changing it.
yes, sir. Good.
Okay.
So
Okay. So now we'll do a couple of programs. I'm going to do one program now. Okay. And I want you to do two other program as assignment. Okay. So I'm doing a program to read. Okay. Okay. Let's do input. Okay. Okay. So let's write a program to take side as input from the user and perform take side of a square as input from the user and perform area and perimeter. Okay, what is the formula for area?
L square.
Side square, right?
So
Right, and perimeter is
2 into L plus B.
welcome back Manish.
यस सर वो पावर कट हो गया था मेरा
मेरा पावर कट हो गया था।
हाँ मोबाइल डेटा से लोड कर रहा था क्लियर नहीं था।
तुम भी पावर से चलते हो।
नो सर मोबाइल डेटा से लोड कर रहा था तो क्लियर नहीं आ रहा था वॉइस भी।
ठीक ठीक ठीक
अभी आ गया।
Okay. So perimeter is 4 into S, not 2 into L into B. We are talking about square, not about rectangle. Okay, it is 4 into S, right? Because L and B are same, right? So 2 into L plus B is S plus S, 2S, 2 into 2, 4S.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is your perimeter. Now, how do you see? So far, what we've been doing is we are saying directly side equal to 5. Okay, now when you do that, when you run your program again and again and again, the side value will be 5 only, isn't it? Okay, but if you see real life program, the values will change, right? You don't want to put same value. See, while we're learning, we're putting same value, A, B, C, D, 10, 20, 30, 40. But in real life, the values will change, right? Sides should change, right? So how do we do that is we use input. Input is used to take input from the user. Input is used to take input from the user. So when I say side equal to input, and when I run it, so you see, the program is still running. Okay, see here, it did not say program exited, right? It is still running. It is waiting for us to input a value. So I enter 5. Okay, so now this program finished. Okay, so input is used to take input, what you call as dynamic. Okay, so every time you run, the value will change. Now if you want to print it, you can print side. Okay, so when I enter this, okay, and I'm saying 54, it is printing 54. This is how you take input from the user. Okay, now see here, one thing here is when we run this program, right, it is waiting, right, blank. So you don't know what it is, why it is waiting. Okay, or should I enter sites, or should I enter my name, should I enter my phone number? You don't know what it is. Okay, why it is waiting, correct? So input allows maximum one text to be entered within the input. Input will work fine even if you don't give. Okay, so it allows 0 text. Okay, you don't give also, it will work. But if you want user to know, okay, So you can put one text, maximum one, not multiple parameters like print. Print you can give multiple parameters. Input takes maximum only one parameter. So I'm going to say here, enter the side value. Okay. And now when I run it, okay, let me finish running it. So now when I run it, so say it says enter the side value. Okay, enter the side value. Okay, so I say 5. Okay, now what is the parameter? Parameter equal to
4 into x.
4 into side. Okay,
Yes, side, sir.
now let me print it. Square of side has a perimeter of, correct? Perimeter, and I'll put F here. Okay, now let's run and see what happens. Side value, let's say I gave 54. Square of 54 has a perimeter of, what happened? Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes. And now we will calculate the area. And the area is, okay, area. What is the value of area?
S equals side square. Side into side S square.
Right? So I'll say
Yes,
area.
sir.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Sir, these 39 points, sir, once. 39 once, sir.
हाँ 39 क्या?
ये वाला एक बार बोल दो ना सर.
Neeraj will explain it to you. Neeraj, can you explain 31 line to him?
Yes, sir. अगर हमको मतलब एक साथ लिखना है कुछ एक ही लाइन में, और लेकिन हम बीच में कॉमास यूज करते हैं, सेमी बहुत सारी चीज यूज करते हैं जिसकी वजह से हम उसको बहुत टाइम लगता है. तो अगर उसको शॉर्ट करना है, तो जैसे हमको शॉर्ट करना है तो हम ब्रैकेट में लिख लेंगे पहले F, फिर उसके ऊपर लिख लेंगे, हम यूज कर लेंगे इन्वर्टेड कॉमास को, और उसके बाद जो वेरिएबल्स है जैसे साइड है वेरिएबल और पेरीमीटर है वेरिएबल, उसको हम डाल देंगे फ्लावर ब्रैकेट में, so that it will create a one line, and it also code for that. Python also knows that side is a variable as well as perimeter is a variable and area is a variable, so that we can keep this in one line.
Yes.
एक लाइन में अलाइन कर सकते हैं without using any extra commas or dots and something like that.
Okay.
Okay.
हाँ सर. सर और ये जो वहाँ रहता ना सर डेटा टाइप्स में सेट ऐसे रहते ना सर, वो फ्लावर ब्रैकेट्स यहाँ पे कुछ इंडिकेट करता क्या?
वही इतना अच्छा समझाया नीरज ने, फिर भी तुम पूछ रहे हो.
नहीं सर, वो वाला क्लियर समझ में, ये सिर्फ ब्रैकेट्स का था मेरे को.
वो ब्रैकेट ही समझाया वो. चलो ठीक है, मैं बताता हूँ फिर से. लुक हियर.
दिखते ऐसा वाला रहता ना सर.
Hold on. Okay, so see, I'm like taking you up here. ठीक है. So quantity is 19, price is 46, total cost is this. So now I want to display like total cost for 19 quantities with each costing rupees 46 is rupees total जो भी है, right? So one option is that you use print and write like this. Okay, first total cost for is fixed text, correct? Total cost for is fixed text, so you put it in the quotation. Then quantity is a variable. Okay, it has a value 19 because you don't want quantity to be printed as quantity, you want the value of quantity to come. So you will say bracket close, quotation close, comma, quant. Then again fixed text, then variable name, again fixed text, variable name, right? Variable name because you want the value to be printed, not the text to be printed as it is, right? So you do like this. But again, you are doing closing comma, क्यों इतना confusion? So what Python says is you can, okay, let's do something like this. Okay, total cost, okay, with single quotation. Okay, you don't have to use any comma and another quotation. So total cost for, remove this, okay, remove this, remove this, remove this, remove this. So what it says is, okay, remove all the quotation comma, okay, put it as a single text. Now when I run it, what's the problem? क्या है problem? Manish करो. Problem is this quant is not printed as the value. It is treated as text, isn't it? So to convert it into quant, the variable quant, we first put F here. F indicates formatting. Okay, we are doing formatting, F string. F, and then you put bracket. Okay, curly bracket like this. It means here print the value of quant. Don't print quant as it is. Print, replace the quant with its value. Okay, this is better than your first line, this line. So I don't want total cost text to be printed. I want it to be replaced by the value. So when you put in this flower bracket, it means you are asking Python to replace the text with its value, replace that variable name. So it's no longer text, it becomes a variable name. So you're saying replace with variable name. This will work only when you have format string or F indicated here. Is it clear, Manish?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now when you run it, okay, you see, okay, the second line, right? This is line number 6. You see, a quant is replaced with its value. So for our example also that we are doing for area and perimeter, we want area and perimeter to be replaced by its value. Okay. Yes. So we don't want site text to be printed. We want site to be replaced with its value. So if I give side as 5, so perimeter is going to be what?
वैसा ही है.
Let me comment this part. You guys are sleeping, still not woke up. I gave 54. So 54 का perimeter क्या होता है?
54, 54, 54, 54.
नीरज तो मेडिकल बैकग्राउंड का है, तुम तो यार कॉमर्स बैकग्राउंड के हो. 554 का पेरीमीटर 54 होता है.
नो सर, ये ऊपर 54 54 ऐसा 4 टाइम्स प्रिंट हो रहा था ना, तो इसमें डायरेक्ट 54 को 4 से इंटू 4 कर देना क्या इसमें?
पूरा प्रॉब्लम आगे लिखा हुआ है. अब क्या कर देना मुझसे पूछ रहे हो? You should tell me what should we do here. Is perimeter equal to 54 54 54? If you enter side as 54, is this the correct value? अगर स्क्वायर का साइड 54, पेरीमीटर क्या होगा मनीष?
स्क्वायर का साइड 54, तो पेरीमीटर 4 इंटू 5 4 20 220.
हाँ तो 220, ये 220 है.
नो.
Then definitely not correct. Yes?
Yes, sir.
हाँ, मैं बोलूंगा तो कैलकुलेट करोगे, अपने मन से नहीं पता चल रहा है कि गलत है ये।
नहीं सर, वो ऊपर के टॉपिक मिस हुए ना, तो रिकॉर्डेड सेशन में कन्वर्ट जो मिस हुआ वो कर
अरे
लीजिए
मिस
सर।
हुआ क्या? मैं ये तुम थे
ये वाला भी क्लियर हो गया सर, ये वाला तो यहाँ से तो क्लियर हो गया।
54 into 4, इतना बड़ा नंबर आएगा क्या? इतना भी ये दिमाग में चमकता है?
नहीं 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 सर, मैं क्या समझा कि वहाँ पे जो
जब तुम बैलेंस शीट में करोगे तो पता नहीं चलेगा कि इतना बड़ा नंबर।
हाँ मेरे को डाउट था, फिर भी मैं क्या सोचा अटेम्प्ट तो मार देंगे आंसर बोल के वो
अटेम्प्ट तो मार
भूल
देंगे,
गया।
चाहे भले ही गलत हो सही हो, क्या है।
नहीं सर, वो तो बाद में मालूम था ना सही है गलत है कैसे।
बाद में मालूम नहीं होता है। एक बार तुम पेपर तुम जमा कर दोगे बैलेंस शीट और अकाउंट स्टेटमेंट, तो फिर क्या जमा, ये क्या मालूम करते हैं, पुलिस आके लेके जाती
हाँ
तुमको डायरेक्ट, पता है ना।
यस यस।
ये में अगर तुमने गलत फाइल किया तो पुलिस तुमको उठा के लेके जाएगी, पता है ना।
हाँ
सत्यम के केस में सीईओ को मिला, और वो जो थे अकाउंटेंट जो सीए थे जिन्होंने साइन किया था बैलेंस शीट, उन सबको उठा के लेके गए थे पुलिस।
यस सर।
ऐसे करोगे तुम कैलकुलेशन। Okay, coming back here, see what happens. Okay, when you are saying enter the value here, input, Python doesn't know what kind of value you want to enter, right? I can enter, see here, side value, I know it is integer, but Python will not know, right, that it will be integer or float or string or boolean or complex, right? 5 types we discussed. So Python will not know, isn't it, whether should we do complex or integer or boolean or whatnot. So what we do here is, okay, or what Python does is, Python reads the value as a string. Default, it reads as a string. Okay, it reads the value as a string. Okay, so that's why when we do 4 into string, remember yesterday we did 4 into good morning is good morning, good morning, good morning 4 times. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to convert this string into integer first. Okay, if you want to see print side, and you can say print the type, something like this. So let's say comma type of side, right? Now when you run it, I enter 55, you see it is string. So input will always read value as string, but we want a number, right? We can't multiply on a string. We want it to be as an integer or float. So if you want it to be integer or float, you have to convert into integer or float. You have to convert into integer or float. So how do you convert? You say side, after reading the value, side equal to int of side. Okay, so to convert into integer, we use integer function. To convert into float, we use float function. String के लिए
str function
str function. Perfect. Okay, similarly you can convert complex integer to complex using complex of, boolean of. Okay, you can convert. I can't convert abcd into integer, but I can convert 54 into integer. So if I enter abcd, it will give error, but if I enter 54, it will not give error, and you can convert into integer. So now when I run, okay, so now when I say 54, you see it is integer, 54 integer, and this parameter is 216. Okay, so when you are reading input from the user, it is always in string format. You have to convert into integer format.
116.
Okay, have to convert, and then you can say area equal to area into 2, and and area is area. So enter side 54 and perimeter is 260 and area is 2916. 54 square is 2916. Okay, so this is how we use. This is how we use input and then perform action. Okay. So this is
Yes,
what I had planned for today. I'm going to give you a couple of assignments. Please do it. Okay. First assignment. Okay. Same. Okay. Use input and use formatting. Okay. So today we learn input and formatting. Use input and formatting for both assignment. Use input and formatting for below assignments. Okay. So here input the length and breadth of a rectangle and calculate area and perimeter. Simple. Okay. Input radius of a circle and calculate area and circumference. If you don't know formula, you have to do Google and get the formula. Okay, search. Okay, get the formula and calculate it for me. Any questions so far on this?
no, sir, clear.